Welcome in, everyone. How are we doing today? Happy Sunday. We made it. We're all crazy today. I'm liking it. Straight up. Should have known we would mean business when I put my hair in this crazy high pony today.
Hi, Pony.
Hi, pony. Watch out, world. Only thing to up this would be the pineapple bun. Then you really gotta watch out. Kimmers and Bonk, thank you for being first as always today. Greek, good to see you. Greek, you didn't end up going camping? Just stayed in the city instead? Mish, causing all sorts of problems with the mods. Thank you very much for your services. Valk, I hope you're doing okay. I know our weather, like, it was super nice this morning and now it's not very nice out. Hello, Gearbox Man. You was watching yesterday's VOD with the wedge. You're laughing at our wedge, like, talk about how all the newfies say that. I'll take the wedges. Sir, those are curly fries. I'll take the wedges.
Sir, those are sweet.
Yeah, sir, those are sweet potato fries. Who else we got? We got Michael. Hello, yet it is. Welcome in. Scooter, you guys just had waffles. What kind of waffles did you make? The sourdough ones? I think I'm caught up now. And Tedious Tao. Holy, it has been a minute. Welcome in. How are you doing? No reminders that tomorrow is Monday. This weekend went really fast. I look scarp. This is me, like, not really wanting to wash my hair. It looks great though, doesn't it? Very slick. We're ready to roll. Hello, Mr. Jingles as well. Yeah, we're doing good. We had, like, pretty good sleep. I was up early again because the kids like to stomp at like 6 in the morning every weekend. But alas, we are still doing okay. Watched some of my favorite YouTubes that get uploaded on Sundays. We had some... I made a strawberry banana yogurt parfait bowl for breakfast and had a little coffee. That's about it. It did go so fast. Yeah, I can't believe it's Sunday already. Bonk, did you have fun yesterday on your little adventure? Sounds like you did. And we will be doing a quick stream today. Yesterday's stream was actually pretty long. I did not expect nachos to take that long to make, but it was like over 4 hours. We almost, I think, hit 4 hours and 20 minutes, or we did a little bit over that, which was kind of fitting. But yeah, today will be nice and quick and easy. If you have never had Croque Madame before, it is such a delicious brunch item. You have to love ham and cheese and eggs together for sure. But it is like a little bit more expensive if you get it from a brunch spot. But seriously, try it once and you will be hooked. The best one we ever had was definitely from Thomas Keller's. What was his restaurant called? It's been a while since we went there in Vegas, but we went to, yeah, BRUNCHIN. And they do a Croque Madame there with like a side of truffle fries. Oh, my Atlanta. The most expensive brunch we've ever had too. But a memory that I'll never forget, right? I was gonna say, Bonk, you're up nice and early, so you must have had a good sleep. Good work, team. Okay, so this is what a Croque Madame is. And then there's also another version called Croque Monsieur, which is a little bit different. We'll talk about it after we learn what a Croque Madame is. So Croque Madame, but we're gonna do it inside of a croissant. Typically, it's just done inside of slices of bread. Typically like a brioche or something really yummy like that will make it taste really good. So we're gonna cut the croissant in half and then fill it with some shaved ham. We have to make a bechamel sauce for this today. This is part of what a Croque Madame is. And we've made bechamel a lot on stream before, so it shouldn't take us too long. I was feeling kind of crazy and thinking how nuts would it be to mix a little bit of queso that we made yesterday into the bechamel. I don't know, we can talk about it later. And so then you have your ham and a little bit of cheese inside of the croissant. Close that up. Top the croissant with a layer of bechamel. and some more cheese, and then I just usually broil that until the cheese is bubbling and the bechamel is bubbling, and then you top all of that while it's in the oven. You just fry an egg, whether you like it sunny side. It definitely looks the nicest when you have a sunny side yolk, and you can crack it and it kind of gets all saucy. But I'll probably do an over easy for my own self because I don't like snotty egg whites at all. It has to always be fully cooked for me. So the croque monsieur version of this, does it also have ham inside? I'm quite sure it does. It's ham and cheese inside as well, but then the bread is French toasted first. So you dunk it in a custard that's not too sweet, right? And you French toast the bread and make your sandwich that way, but you don't top it with bechamel, I don't think. But it is super yummy. It is very rich. I didn't plan to serve a side with it today, but we do have some leftover romaine in the fridge and cucumber, so we might make a little side salad since I have dressing, just to cut through the richness. And I did link a really good recipe. I think we've made this one time before on stream, that's it. Super good, super easy. And pretty easy to make if you ever have people over for brunch. Like sometimes instead of having people over for dinner, you can have them over for brunch. Just get all your croque madames ready on the baking tray, and then you can focus on your eggs and then plate it all up and you can all eat together. Hi, Mickey. Yet another night of no sleep with your puppy. How many times did you have to take him outside? That's so dang cute though. Mickey, you made eggs, toast, and baked beans and bacon for lunch. That is such a like English meal. I love it. Hi, Trev. You just made smash burgers and your kids told you they taste better when you grind your own meat. Boom. And yeah, now you've ruined them forever. Let's also consider that. You've just created food snobs. Yeah, that is his new puppy. The puppy's name is Bailey. Oh my gosh, she's so dang cute.
So like, all he has to do now is be like, hey, if you want burgers, you have to grind the meat.
Yeah, that's right, Trev. So now when they want burgers, you gotta teach the kids how to help you in the process of grinding the meat, so that they will learn how to do that for their own selves when they're older. Teething puppies are like little T-Rexes in my mind. They're like little dinosaur raptors running around. They're so cute though, you can't even get mad. Okay, this is what they say about the croque madame in the article that we're gonna use for the recipe. This is going to be the fanciest ham and cheese sandwich you will ever have. Leave it to the French to make something so simple and humble, and top it with tons of cheese and toast it until it's golden brown. And to top it off, let's put a fried egg on it. Typically made on basic white bread, I've taken this dish even further, made it on a croissant. There's one thing that will happen after having this, you'll never be able to go back to a regular ham and cheese sandwich. That's pretty true, actually. Valk teething puppies are the best. I know, right? They actually are. We're doing fancy today, but I will say, like, I just picked up the croissants from Costco. What was that pack? The whole pack was like $6? It was $6 or something for 12 croissants. I can't beat that. And the saddest part was that the croissant we got from Costco tasted better than the cruffin that we bought from the farmer's market on the previous weekend for almost $5 per piece. It made me super sad. That's so cute, Mish. You kept Albert's baby teeth. Hello, Tony. Good to see you. Mickey, I love that you have a little baby cam for your puppy. Maybe that'll help you sleep a little bit better. Are you crate training him? Because that might also help. That's what we always did with our doggos, and they were awesome as they got older. Okay, scrolling down. So our bechamel sauce, once again, we know that this is a mother sauce that I think everyone should know how to make a bechamel, because even it would have helped us yesterday in making our queso. It would have just helped it stay together more to bind those fats with the milk. It makes a really nice, smooth sauce. So some people call bechamel a cream sauce, but a cream sauce doesn't have any flour in it, in my mind. That's more of like an Alfredo style cream sauce, where this is actually made with milk, but then by the time you're done making it, it tastes super creamy. And you can always add a bit of cheese to it, and then you make a cheese sauce if you want to make mac and cheese, and that turns it into a Mornay sauce. Your puppy is just over a year old now. Yeah, I follow like all of the rescues around the city. I wish I could take them all in. He just cries nonstop. He might just be like adjusting to being taken away from his family, right? Sometimes when you take away the puppies a little bit too young, it takes him a bit to adjust. So yeah, he just needs a little bit extra affection. But it will get better for sure. Help him feel safe, right? When he feels that way, don't just kind of leave him.
He just got stolen from his mom.
Yeah. Okay, so I have ham chunks today that we're gonna shave the ham from. Once again, using up leftovers that I already had in the fridge. Because like I always have cheese, milk, butter, eggs, and usually some kind of bread. Buy the ham and you're good to go. Amp, bechamel, as autocorrect calls it, be chameleon. That's right, Mish. Yeah, I'd cry if someone took me away from your mom when you were like 12 weeks old. Okay, so first things first, let's shave the ham. Get that ready. We can grate our Gruyere cheese.
Yeah, and your brothers and sisters.
Right. Your whole dang family.
See you later. Oh, what? Okay.
Trev, your mac and cheese for the kids uses bechamel. I don't know how you make good cheese sauce without it either. You always need some kind of binder. Like our queso was good yesterday, but then if you tried to reheat it up after, it just separated the cheese and milk. It was super weird. So I just like let it all cool down in the container and then scooped it out after to put it in the fridge. I was like, and that is why you make a bechamel first for your Mornay sauce. Okay, shave our ham, grate our Gruyere. What else? We will cut our croissants open. Try to get everything pretty much ready and then make your bechamel sauce near the end. We are gonna do a little bit of side salad. So I'll just put that on the thing because I have leftover dressing to use for that. Yeah, when the cheese sauce splits, ugh. And then I was also teaching people yesterday about this chemical that we've used in the restaurant before when we made a lot of beer cheese. It is called sodium citrate. I think we had to source it from somewhere a bit special, restaurant supply. But if you can find sodium citrate, that makes the smoothest cheese sauce of life, even when you reheat it. How many cheeses? Today we're just using one, is what I was planning, just Gruyere. They say to use Parmesan as well, but I'm okay without it. I haven't bought Parmesan in a while. Mish says we could use feta. I think brie, if you had brie, which we actually do, would be super good. Like put brie inside of the croissant with the ham and then put the Gruyere on top. That might happen. Might happen. I think it's gonna happen. What's Samo posting? Use up the brie. Oh, the sodium citrate. Good one.
Yeah, use up the brie.
Use up the brie. Okay, carrying on. Bechamel. And then our eggs. And then we'll say broil. Build and broil. What's happening here? Scaramouche, how are you? Goes back to lurking. You're the best. Thank you for the 113 biddies, my friend. I hope you're having a good day. Brie is God's cheese. Brie is super good with ham and turkey is my favorite together. And maybe chicken too. But definitely ham and turkey. There's just something about brie. It goes so good together. That's it, friends. That's our simple listeroo. So now we see how simple this dish is. So you can either take a little bit of time, make it yourself at home for pretty cheap, or go out to a restaurant, have it made for you. And I'm sure if I look up a menu price, it's probably around $20 or more. Because like Benny plates last time we went out for brunch, and that was at least over a year ago. I think my smoked salmon Benny was $24. So anytime you have stuff with a protein as well as egg, a sauce, and cheese and stuff, they're gonna just raise the price. But it is really such a simple dish that's so easy to make at home. Your favorite is pine nuts and garlic with brie? I've never had that before. I'm intrigued. Do you like blend it up? You need to eat some food, Scaramouche. Go get a snacky. I'm gonna switch to the cutting board and away we go. You went to a Chinese buffet and you ate only chicken wings and potato wedges, Amp? That's like the least Chinese items you could have picked. Yeah, Mish, that's a ban. Let me get a cutting board for our ham. And a serrated knife to slice it or shave it, whatever you feel. I like to go pretty thin. You can also buy pre-shaved ham. I just had some yummy chunks to use up. Mish, please do something about this. This is crazy. Just do roasted or minced garlic and whole pine nuts. Yes, please. So I think we'll make probably 4 croissants up today. Because they're okay if you stuff them with the ham and cheese. You can keep them overnight in the fridge and then just finish toasting them up the next day. Yummo. So these are our ham chunks. You guys remember when we did our roasted ham dish? And this is still what I had left over from that. I think we've made 4 different things from that one ham that I got for free. For free. What? So then the only thing we have to watch is cutting against the grain. So you see everything's lined that way, so just cut across it so that your ham is not too chewy. Trev, in Amsterdam, you went to a restaurant where they took an entire sourdough boule, scooped it out, filled it with triple cream brie and ham, put the top on and toasted the whole thing. My God. Where was that? That's a yes, please. Oh, here. I didn't do it yet. Samo's having a potato bun toasted with some butter. Because that's also yummy in the morning. You're welcome. Oh. Hello? Slicing? Mmm. Yummy fat cap on that one too. I think I actually might have to slice it the other way. It's hard to tell. Suppose if we do it thin enough, it doesn't really matter. Who in chat then has had either a croque madame or a croque monsieur sandwich? Yeah, that's okay how it's slicing.
Damn.
I pick a good one all the time. I pick the one with the most amount of fat cap.
Yeah.
It's tasty, hey? I'm gonna take this part off. That's getting stringy. It's Sheriff Shutter. Hello there. How are you doing today? You've had neither, Bonk? But you've had Monte Cristos. Right. Maybe I was thinking of Monte Cristo, actually, compared to the Monsieur. Hey, Siri. What's a croque monsieur? It just says it's a hot sandwich made with ham and cheese. This is a little bit of connective stuff here where it was kind of near the bone. I'm gonna try and trim that away because it's gonna stay really chewy otherwise. If you want to pick that out, you can. If you want some ham.
Not right now.
Oh, see? That part of like the ligament gets really gross and weird. I knew there was gonna be more. I don't like rubbery cartilage things in my life. I know some people really like that texture. I don't even know why I'm slicing that. Ham pieces. I'm gonna eat it. You would take them all, see? I've never been able to get past that texture. Starting to fall apart. I'll just stop there. Okay, we got our ham slice. I'm not gonna get rid of that because I'll just munch on it. Did good, nice and thin. So we can probably just pop these on a tray or something. Oh, there's even more still. To heat it up quickly, or just quickly heat it in the pan that you're gonna do the eggs in. Got it. Taken care of. Hold on to the knife because we're gonna slice our croissants. Great podcast title. Also, hi Bob. Trevor, I feel so sorry for pigs. They're too delicious to ever be safe.
It's true.
Hey, as long as they live a happy life up to a certain point, I think that's all that matters. Croissants. Actually, I chose these ones. You see the difference in the bag? How these are like a little bit more flat to fill with stuff. Grab our cheese while we're here too. Ham and cheeses, if you pleases. Imagine being a block of feta. Yes, please. So this is how I froze the brie while Sam went away. I just vacuum sealed it in those chunks. First, let's cut some croissants. I need one more. I'll make 4 of these, Sambo. I have been. Yesterday, that's basically all I ate for breakfast. I was just feeling like a croissant in my life. It was so good and buttery. We were talking about probably how many restaurants in this city just say that they make their croissants in-house, but then they just go and buy them from Costco bulk. For such, like, how good the product is, why wouldn't you? Yeah, ours were so inexpensive. Like I said, our comparison to getting this, like, cruffin that was half the size of even one of these croissants for $5 a piece. That was wild. Found barrel-aged feta today? What even is that? How do they make it? Let's get a sheet pan. I don't think we'll need any lining on this sheet pan today. Nothing's gonna really stick. It's all pretty fatty. So then, there is kind of a good way to cut the croissants, just so that you can stuff them proper. And we always want to cut towards the flat side. You guys understand what I'm saying? This side's kind of triangular, but then this side is flat. So we cut, think of a door hinge. We don't want to cut all the way through. It'll be hard to eat. Leave a little hinge. Doesn't have to be much. And then you're good. Sometimes the croissants are pretty much all triangular. Just do your best. No one's gonna complain, I don't think. Ah. And if you mess up slicing it, just reslice it again. There we go. Those look so good. Look too good to be made in a factory. I keep cutting it too thin on this one side. Nice part about these, it doesn't really matter because once you close it up and get it all filled, no one's gonna know. This one's kind of scrumpled, so I'm gonna try to keep it straight as I do this. Nice. Not too bad. All right, those are done. Next one, we'll do our cheeses. You were listening to a Milk Street podcast. The host used to be an editor of American Cooking magazine. He preferred salted butter to unsalted because the amount of salt used in salted butter is only 1/4 teaspoon and is insignificant. Thoughts? I don't know, like when I taste salted butter, I instantly can taste how salty it is. I think now, since I'm so used to cooking with unsalted butter, it would mess me up if I had to use salted, because sometimes I'd forget, right? And it could make your dish too salty. So this is Gruyere cheese. It's an aged Swiss cheese. So it's got some good funk. But it's still like creamy and melts pretty nice too. Yeah, like salted butter. I can't stand it either, unless it's going on bread. But even then it has to be whipped or something like that. And yeah, maybe it depends on the salt they use too, right? And the quality of the butter. Sarah Moosh, with the croissant flap, you've always wanted to unroll it and then roll it up with cold cuts. Yes. That'd be so delicious. Make like a pizza roll croissant. Mm-hmm. I'm with you on that, Trev. We've used unsalted butter for so long now that it tastes super salty. And different people, different palates, which is another thing we always talk about here too. Everyone's gonna taste something a little bit different. I think in culinary school we're taught to cater to about 80% of the population's palate, because you're never going to be able to please everyone. But you'll get close. Hi, Red Syrup. You've never tried a chocolate croissant? Ugh. Panda me. So, so good. And then as well, if the place that you try the chocolate croissant, if they have an almond croissant, you gotta try that too. Is that what it's called, Panda me? Why is Mish saying nothing? Oh, because of what Bonk said. Okay, I'm just getting a container to put our Gruyere in. That is more than we'll need, but that's okay. Gruyere kind of tastes like Asiago. It's like an Asiago Gouda or something. Those are my cheese flavor comparisons. I need a better scraper. There. Your youngest never likes the amount of salt you use. What does she say? It's too salty, Trev? Or it's not salty enough? You bought feta cheese for a Greek pasta salad. We just made that on stream. Is that why you did it? She wants more salt even, Trev. I guess that really shows how different everyone's palate is, right? When your kids even notice that at a young age. How much of this? Maybe half of it? I'll just put the brie slices in with this on the side. Okay, we're gonna leave the rind on because that doesn't really matter, and just do some nice kind of thin slices, maybe 1/4 inch thick, to put into the croissant with the ham. It will get a bit sticky when you slice it in the center, but try to pile it so it's easy to grab later. That looks kind of gross, so I'm just gonna trim that out. It's like where some of their mold that they inoculated into the cheese got inside. If you notice that the white rind is a little bit discolored, don't eat that. It happens. Nothing can always be perfect. It would go right in the gullet, Bonk. This is Samo's favorite cheese. And as you can see, it freezes and thaws so well, you wouldn't even know that I froze it. Pretty amazing. Rinsing that knife instantly, because that's gonna stick on. That's awesome, Red Syrup. Your sister wants pasta salad, so that's the one you're gonna make? I love that. I'm gonna scrape off that little bit of brie that's stuck on there, rather than try to use my cloth and make it gross. There. Now we can give it a little wipe though. El Ailey? 2023. Thanks for the follow. I hope I said that right. It works so good, Trev. Vacuum sealing and freezing your cheeses if you buy it in bulk. That's what we often always do as well. I'll never just buy a small chunk of cheese from the store. It's bulk or nothing, baby. Just gonna sneak the cheese onto this with the ham. That's good to go. We're gonna make the bechamel before we build the sandwiches. This actually I'll quickly pack up so it doesn't get weird in the fridge. Just put it in a container now. This was the cheesiest weekend of life. I love it. Sounds good, Kimmers. Have a wonderful time outside. I hope you have a good week, too. Totally, yet it is. Yeah, the brave souls that tried the things that were moldy. And RIP to all the people that definitely ate things that they shouldn't have, because now we know. Croissants over here is good. Okay, let's go over to the stove. We'll get a medium pot for the bêche. If you make bêche enough times, you just call it bêche. You don't even need the full word anymore. It's no longer a bechamel. It's just bêche. You say that in the restaurant and people will understand. Yeah, like how to make olives palatable by brining them. So many different things. Fix that. So we're gonna start with some butter in the pot. I'll reference the recipe that I linked a little bit. They say 4 tablespoons. And then 2 cups of milk. That seems like a good recipe, actually. Not too much bechamel sauce. We'll go with a good chunk. You need the biggest vacuum sealer ever, like the one that we had in culinary school. And let's do medium heat to get that melting. I'm sure the parm would be cut up into smaller chunks. Okay, next we'll get out our milk, and we'll get the 2 cups measured. And we'll also get some flour so that we can make our roux. Yeah, have you guys ever seen how they split a wheel of Parmesan open? And I'm gonna do a bit of nutmeg in my bechamel because I love that flavor. It's very traditional. And don't forget the whisk. Giveth the whisk. And if you want to make a richer bechamel, I've also used whipping cream before. Oh, you guys talking about the Nordic fish that's fermented? Yeah, no thank you. No, thank you, even. 2-cup measure. It's Icelandic. That's the only place where they make it. Have you tried it, Mish? Don't blame you guys. Hello, bless you. Bless your soul. Get a little measuring cup for the flour. And yeah, usually I'll melt the butter until it's really bubbling up like this. That seems like a lot more than 4 tablespoons. You thought Mies was from Belgium? Are you just trying to start fights right now? Saying that? Okay, I'm gonna start with a 1/4 cup of flour when that's all melted. And then as far as garnish goes, they say some sliced chives would be good. We have extra green onion sliced from yesterday, so we can just sprinkle that on. It'll be perfect. Still gotta make a little bit of salad while the bechamel's cooking. Okay, it's getting foamy, everything's melted and kind of clarified. Dump in your flour. I also turn it down a little bit at this point. And then we always whisk our flour until it's nice and smooth. Who's this? Val, thank you very much, Val. Gifting the sub to Yet It Is. It's gonna rain today, Sambo. That's good though for us. It's been really dusty outside. Okay, I want to go more pasty than this even. Usually add enough flour to the point where the roux will pull away from the side of the pot or pan. Like that. And stick more into your whisk. It's browning a bit on the bottom of the pot too, so I'm just going to turn down the heat a bit more as well. And then all we do is add a bit of milk at a time so that your sauce doesn't go lumpy. And you'll see it gets really thick when you first do that. Don't worry, it's not going to get ruined. Ruined. If Annie was here, he'd be really proud of me. Now I like cooled it off too much. But just wait for it to heat back up and it'll stir back together. There. Whisk, whisk, whisk. I think I'll still need way more milk than what they called for here. And once again, that's why I often don't go off of the measurements of recipes for making bechamel. See how it's lumpy? We can't go any further yet. Need it really smooth before our next addition. But while this is happening, right, we're still cooking the flour, which is helpful. Bringing the sauce together quicker. I'll look at chat in a second. Oh, I saw some people popping in. Whew, that was good stirring. Did I say chaotic good mage? Hello. How was the rest of your stream yesterday, dude? Everything turned out okay? You said you haven't had Croque Madame in far too long. It's been years for us. It was great. Awesome. Thanks for popping by this morning. Okay, now you can add a little bit more milk. Probably more than that even. And then I guess it's really up to you, like how thick you want to make your own sauce. I wouldn't make it too runny if you're making it for something like this, the Croque Madame. Because you don't want it to make the bread or croissant soggy when you put it on top. So a thicker bechamel would actually be better. And then even if you have leftovers of that thick bechamel, you can always thin it out at another time to make something else. It's looking good. A touch more milk and then we'll be good. And then while it's coming up to a simmer, I'll add a pinch of nutmeg. Valk, your first attempt at bechamel did not go well. You can share what happened if you want, so that we can also learn from it. Just a pinch of nutmeg. Mish. Look, we have mashed potatoes, everyone. But not potato water. And then I always say during this point where the bechamel is coming up to a simmer so that we can cook out the flour is gonna want to sink to the bottom of the pot this whole time. So as you're passing by the stovetop, just give it a little stir every now and then. Hashtag gnocchi. What, potato water? Who would do such a thing? And then we still have to add some seasonings, salt and pepper. I don't care about black pepper flecks in my bechamel. Some people say to use white pepper, but to me the flavor of white pepper is vastly different than that of black pepper. Just make it a nice fine grind, and that way you won't get any spicy bits. Yes, you always use this to make a mac and cheese sauce too. The greatest base. A couple pinches of salt to start. You can always add a little bit more once it's cooked. And now we just simmer this on low heat, stirring every now and then until it's thickened, which it already is thickened really nice. But we're just trying to cook out the starch from the flour right now. And I always say when you cook out the starch enough, the bechamel sauce tastes nice and sweet and creamy. Versus when it's not ready yet, it tastes very kind of like starchy and powdery almost from the flour. Throw crumble feta into the bechamel pan. You're sick and I love it. Never remember cold, warm, or hot milk into the roux to make bechamel. I always just add cold milk and it never makes a difference. Valk, so your first attempt at bechamel, you just didn't cook the flour out enough. So me saying the tip, cooking it to the point where it tastes more sweet, maybe that will be more helpful for some people. At least to me, that's what it usually tastes like when it's done. I always go around like in the crevices of the pot with the whisk. Sometimes it'll try to stick and burn in there. While that's going, I'm just getting a bit of lettuce out. Make a little bit of salad. Just a small salad for us. Nothing crazy. A little bit of greens, a little bit of cucumber. This is such a rich dish. Rich dish. It's bubbling pretty aggressively. I think we should taste it. See how much longer we gotta cook it, but I like how thick that is. That's gonna be amazing on top of the croissants. Samo got us a spoon.
Almost there.
Yep. It's not there yet, but it's almost there. Still tastes a bit floury. It's bubbling. Washing the cucumber. Bob, he dove for the spoons. He's having all of his yummy snackies that I've been making for him. Yeah, Valk, someone posted a flyer from a grocery store from 2020. Did you guys remember when butter used to be under $3 a pound? I think butter was $2 and they were saying a dozen eggs was around $3. We were all losing our minds in the comments. I remember that, Valk. I just buy the butter at Costco now because it's the least expensive place. But they were even limiting the amount of butter you could buy from Costco a while back. I think it was over a month now. Yeah, be careful. Be careful now when it gets to this point. Because it gets almost like a molten volcano. The steam will kind of get trapped underneath the sauce. Try to bubble up through. Just be aware. It's pretty scary. Same with how tomato sauces get when they're close to being done. This is probably good now. Mmm. Yup. That's it, guys. Doesn't taste like flour anymore. It's nice and sweet and everything is smooth. And I don't think I need any more salt even in there. Because ham's pretty salty, right? So now, this is gonna want to form a skin on top as it's just sitting there. So we're gonna put a piece of plastic right over the top of it. Pressed right onto the surface. I know that's like super weird, but it will help it from forming that skin. Instead of me always having to stir it like every minute. This will also happen to custards and puddings if you make them from scratch at home. If you don't want it to form the skin, this is how you do it. I guess you could also do a layer of parchment, but I find that the plastic wrap just sticks a lot nicer. Bob, you buy butter at $6 a pound? I think at Costco here it's $5.49. And then in the regular stores, it's about $1 more per pound. And then obviously if you want a way better quality butter, you're spending close to $7-8 a pound. Hey, pressed on. No weird film happening. Good work, everyone. come over to the cutting board. Just do a nice little shaved greens with some shaved cucumber. And I'll take the dressing out too so it can kind of temp because I use olive oil. And if you put olive oil in the fridge, it will go hard. I think that's what this is. I could be wrong. It might just be a beef fat. Nope, it's dressing. It looks like beef stock under there, right? So that is a Maggi and vinegar and oil dressing with a little bit of herbs and seasoning. That's what Sam taught me that his mom would always make for him. Okay, this is all lined up still. Just gonna shave, not like too thin of pieces. Something like that. Pile it up really nice on the plate. And I already picked off all of the browned, not so nice pieces of lettuce before you do this.
Do you remember the rabbit incident?
The Great Rabbit Incident? What was the rabbit incident?
I was looking else at a rabbit.
Yeah, where is Titan? You need to message Titan and see if he's still alive. He hasn't been around, and that was his incident that he always bugs me about. Yeah, that organic butter, we've been eyeing it up. Have you tried it, Valk? Samo wanted to buy it the other week, but then we didn't. I love how Trev's just saying Saturn? Jupiter? Hello? Oh, because of Titan. Titan? Uranus? You're welcome. This is a farmer's market cucumber. But we're out of tomatoes. I'm actually sad. I have to look up if there's a during the week farmer's market where I can get some tomatoes. Let's just pile this up into 2 little salad bowls right now. Hey, it's always a good pun. It's been a while since we've said it. You started the garden yesterday? It's warm enough there? What did you all start? Thanks, Michael. I'm glad about it too. The only one I wish I could support was the meat side of it. But all of the meat is still double the price of what the grocery store is, and I just honestly can't afford that right now. Once I have a job, hopefully we can also support the meat producers, but for right now, I can support them in their produce. And as well as the flour, right? And that's good enough for me. Am I going back to work with Sam? Not yet. Still haven't heard anything. I've sent a couple more emails and applied to a couple more different jobs up there. But apparently they are doing their big year-end audit coming up this weekend, so things are like insane right now. That's good enough. And then once this gets temped, if it doesn't melt, let's say, the olive oil in time, you can just heat it up in the microwave a couple seconds and then just stir it together after. We'll put these in the fridge so it stays nice and crisp. And I think it's time to build the croissants, friends. That's how fast and easy this is. Why would you pay $24 for someone else to make this for you? Should we heat up the ham first? That's kind of my only question. Okay, so we will turn on the broiler, get the ham just on another sheet pan by itself, pop that under there to quickly heat up, and we will start stuffing with cheeses.
Just fry it.
Fry it in the egg pan?
Yeah.
Okay. Save dishes. Even more. Okay. X-nay. Oh! Brunch mimosas? I may have cracked open a bottle of wine a couple of days ago, and I'm still working on it. One that we got in our Okanagan trip last summer, and it is so, so delicious. Okay, so for this frying up, I think I'll use some of the fat. So I just also want to show this really quick too. The oil and fat, we did a mix of olive oil as well as animal fats to fry our fries yesterday. This has now been strained, and I'm just keeping it in the fridge. So I got that amount and then that little amount too that we can use for cooking. It seriously looks insane. Yeah, I can't wait to go back there. It's like the main crew, we're definitely like a big happy family all together. Let's just do a little nub of this. Looks so good. Medium heat. I'll get some ham pieces in there. I can also take the eggs out too. Yeah, so we can't send a resume straight to the supervisor because that's like cheating in their mind. So I have to figure out who the middleman recruiter is. You can store fats at room temp, right? They're pantry friendly. Yes, you can. I just don't use a ton of fat when it's just usually me at home by myself, so I think it stays a lot better when it's cold. But my olive oil, I always keep at room temp. When I start to mix in animal fats, I'll usually pop it in the fridge. Yum. Eggs. Egglies. Clem, you're back. How's your Sunday? If it just appears on the desk. I know, how do I make that happen, right? I'm gonna kind of like shingle the ham pieces. Not just lay them all out in one layer. Pile them up a bit. Render out some of that yummy fat too on the ham. Maybe we'll stop there. I mean, they are looking for someone in IT right now. Shoot, you guys are funny. Okay, I'm gonna grab a spatula for flipping our eggs. Maybe some tongs. think we're good with that. It was pretty good. Realized the farmer's market changed their hours. It's closed on Sundays? Usually the farmer's market's always on Sunday. What day did they switch it to then? Mish. Okay, I'm doing a little bit of flipping. I don't even know if we have to flip yet, because it didn't even really get browned. How good those fatty chunks are gonna be. Pretty insane. Samo says fry it up. Otherwise it stays kind of rubbery and weird. I think if you just had deli meat ham though, you wouldn't have to do this.
Oh man, beef is more than toast.
That Mish definitely needs more than toe surgery. They switched it to Friday and Saturday instead, Clem. I have to look up the one market here that sometimes is on Wednesdays. You guys are nuts. I was saying before stream today when chat was being crazy on the starting screen. Imagine all of us getting together somewhere. How bad our cheeks would hurt after that from how much we laugh at the dumb things that we all do and the conversations we would have. Can't even imagine. I can't. Yeah, it would be... I don't even know. The first night would be quite the party, I think. We would be so serious. Who broke Samo? I don't know. It might have been me.
Bob, what days are TwitchCon this year?
Maybe we will go. I don't know.
I'll let you know if I'm off right now.
I think this is almost good, guys. Yes. Brown the fats. Brown the fat skis. September 20th to 22nd. Oh, right, it's early. Are we gonna make any bacon this year? Maybe. Maybe. It's gonna take a lot of courage to use the grills on the balcony when we know that we can get evicted if we do that. It's like, do I want to be homeless or do I want bacon?
You won't get evicted. I was talking to me. It says, go for it. I can start the trigger early. You won't see anything wrong.
True. Yeah, we just have to make bacon. We have to do all of the grill stuff at night while everyone is sleeping so they won't see any of the smoke and call the fire department. This is looking great, guys. I'm gonna turn it off. I think actually bring it over and we'll just pile it on the side of the pan here. But it doesn't overcook and get dry. And also now that the ham is warm, it's gonna help, the cheese melt, the brie. It's gonna help it melt better. So I am planning to cook the eggs in this pan still. All we'll have to do is just scrape up with a metal scraper some of the crispy stuck bits, but that's okay. That's straight up flavor. Yeah, actually, I did notice there was a nosy across the way neighbor one night. So now I have to always keep the blinds closed in the bedroom because there's a creepy peeper across. I was like, are you joking me? Like 2 days before Sam came home. Find out there's a creepy peeper. Maybe he wasn't looking in our area, but I don't know. I'm gonna put the brie cheese in first. Oh, this piece had some of that rind in it too. Just take that out. How do we want to keep layering this? That. Hello? 4 pieces of brie inside? I might have to do only 3. So you want to make sure all of these are cheesed. Yeah, it's gonna be a 3 slicer. And then see how as I'm filling them, kind of keeping them laid open after. So it's easy to do the next step. Your neighbors are pretty silent, Mish. You live next to this cemetery? That's actually pretty dang cool. Yeah, any noise from there? A bit concerning, yes. That'd be like really scary, honestly. I mean, there's only one other place above us. And then I don't think he'd be looking down below because that would be hard. He wouldn't be able to see over the other building that's in front. These smell and like feel so good. Do we even have enough to fill them all? I think so. We can spread that out. Am I caring about the ham grease? No, I'm not. Okay, that's that. Now, do we bechamel inside, Sambo? You bechamel inside? Or just on top? Let's find out real quick. Hello, Keith Dimmick. How are you doing? Have Samo go over to the other building. You can't like often get inside the other buildings. It's pretty locked down here downtown for reasons. You do it, the beige on the inside. Let's see what they say.
Beige on the inside, cheese on top. On top.
They also said if you guys want a little spread of some Dijon mustard, but I don't like the mustard in with my croque madames. If you wanted it, by all means. Okay, so yeah, they said put the ham on there, and then we put the bechamel inside. And you top, they said in this recipe, top with a little bit more bechamel before the cheese. But I think I liked, I don't know, I like Michael's way. It'll probably be easier to eat if you don't put the bechamel on top. Okay, so look, I was like taking off the plastic. It's so nice and smooth now. Let's get a little spreader. Maybe just a spoon will be the easiest. Hi, Greek. You're still here. It's supposed to be a sandwich? Yeah, look at the texture of this now. So, like, perfectly scoopable. And it's still warm, right? So it's gonna help heat everything up. I'm gonna spread it on this side and then close it. I did a pretty crazy layer. And now you just go boop. I don't know what's happening in the hallway, but I am not going out there. I think there's a zombie baby. And the egg comes in at the very end. You just top it. Once this has been broiled, you top it with your fried egg. I got a bit messed up, but it's okay. So I'll get the eggs frying before we broil this, right? Because you want it all to be hot and eaten together. And also, I hate when the egg is done too early and then gets cold. Last one. This one is really sealed together. So we used only about half of what we made. So what do we think, guys? Base a little bit on top to help the cheese stick is what I'm thinking. Like a really thin layer. Just kind of swipe the back of the spoon. Because how else is the cheese gonna stick? And remember, there's brie inside of here with the ham already. That works. That's working. Okay, so just swipe, get the back of the spoon covered, go gently over the top. It's like an epic grilled cheese. It really is. They did say you can't go back to eating regular ham and cheese sandwich after this. The French really took it over the top. I think I'm making my one grandpa proud today, my dad's dad. He's French. He was a really good cook. I think he'd be really happy with this. Yeah, an extreme version of Monte Cristo. Because the croissant is not typical. Okay, we've been built. I'm gonna put all of these extra things away. Gotta wash my hand. Didn't get too messy though, building all that stuff. I'm gonna put the ham in with the cheese and put that back in the fridge. Yeah, so this is gonna get broiled until it's all warm and bubbling. And then while that's broiling, you just quickly fry an egg to place on top. And then you would often just eat this with a fork and knife. I wouldn't try to attempt to eat it with your hands, but you could. Grabbing a lid for that and I'll put it away. AMA. Did you used to cook with your dad's dad when you were growing up? And did him being a cook make me want to follow suit? So that grandpa passed away when I was only 10 years old, actually. I thought I was older than that. But talking to my grandma recently, yeah, I was only 10 years old. But there's a lot of photos of me being in the kitchen with him. And I remember him always making these most amazing dishes. Like back then it would have been like tomato aspics and like lime jellos plated up for the family functions. Like he seriously went all out. So I would say yes, because also my dad's brother is a Red Seal chef. So there's always been a lot of influence around food in my life from a young age, for sure. A lovely ham and Gruyere omelet with the leftovers bonk. I'd be down with that. Okay, let's go over. So I just have to scrape some of our little ham scrunchims. That probably tastes so dang good now. Mmm. This tastes like caramelized pork. Almost like bacon, actually, because of the smokiness. Just make a nicer surface for our eggs to fry on. Scoop that out before you start heating it up. I'm just gonna go into the garbage. Now do medium heat is what I usually cook my eggs at. Maybe I'll do one more small scoop of the fat. Butter is also good. I love butter with eggs. That's often what I'll do. How's our dressing? Nice. Our dressing is nice and liquefied now. We can bring this over. What do you think, Samo? Broil or just ovenize? Okay, I'll get the oven heating up to 400. It probably won't take very long. Burn the cheese. What goes a longer way flavor-wise, butter or fat and lard? I would say probably the strongest fat flavor is like lamb, and then beef are very strong fat flavors compared to pork, and chicken is a lot lighter in flavor. And then butter's a lot different where it goes more nutty in flavor rather than quite like heavy, right? And then oils are just oil. There's not too much flavor to them other than olive oil. I've never tried avocado oil. Samo, how many eggs? 2? Or just 1? Okay. I'm just gonna pre-crack the eggs into a container, my friends. Make it nice and easy to pour into the pan. I'm just gonna have 1 egg. Don't forget duck fat. Duck fat is maybe in the middle between the pork and chicken and beef and lamb. Because duck fat has definitely its own prominent flavor. I think this is almost hot enough. While I'm waiting, I'll get our plate out. What about bison and venison? I haven't worked with those meats too much, but we do know that game meats are nowhere near as fatty as commercially raised meats, let's say. That's looking good. Okay, I'm gonna pop these babies in on the top rack too. Get them starting to heat up slowly. Maybe I'll turn this down just a little bit since those just went in. And deer and bison is way more expensive. That as well. Yeah, usually the fat that comes with those game meats is used with the pieces of muscle because that fat is needed as it's cooked. Whereas there's a lot of fat that's trimmed off of beef and pork while you're butchering it, and that's why you always render it to use in something else. Or you grind it into your burger patty, stuff like that. Great questions though, Greek. Okay, this is getting nice and hot. Pop our eggs in. I don't like when the white spreads out too much. Ugh! My crazy hood fan. When the wind gets going, it like blows in through the outside vent. The way that these eggs are frying is kind of insane right now. Why is it so foamy?
Just because of the butter.
Our crazy fats that we used? I turned down the heat just so that we don't cook the eggs too quick while the croque madame's toasting. They said just place the sandwich under the broiler for 2 minutes until the cheese and bechamel is melted and bubbly. So we can do a final broil right at the end if it's not melted and bubbly yet.
Does it say just put it on the broiler?
That's all it said for 2 minutes. Like what?
Maybe for on the low broiler.
Maybe. I think this is gonna be really good though. Things are just starting to get warm. You just don't want it to be in the oven for too long because then the croissant is gonna dry out really quick. So that's why broiling, doing it really quick, is helpful. These are Samo's 2 eggs. I'm gonna work on getting them separated here and maybe loosened a bit. There's nothing worse than like breaking the yolk when you want it to stay yolky. And look at, so the sugars from the ham made it more sticky is what I'm imagining is happening right now. So because I don't want to work on flipping this, I'm just gonna do this instead. A little lid, and then I often just like turn off and leave it on residual heat to steam through. Maybe I'll go a little bit on still. And then if you want some steam in there, you could also do that. But usually there's enough steam that builds up from the eggs cooking that it will cook the whites on top of the yolks. I'm also turning my pan because as you guys can see, my burner cooks pretty uneven. Let's peek at what's going on in here. Looking good. I'm gonna switch this to a broil now. Or sorry. Turn that on. And just let those finish. I don't see why you couldn't pre-toast the croissants. If you toasted the croissant before putting in the broiler, would it be for nothing? Probably. Probably, right? It might get too toasty. And then sometimes when croissants get too dry, it just kind of flakes apart into dust. Once you nail the process, how long do you think making this from start to finish would take? I don't think very long. And like the other thing, Trev, is you can make your bechamel the day before, let it cool off in the fridge, and just spread it on cold, right? I'm gonna take the lid off now, guys. I'm just gonna be peeking in here. Now I'm the creepy peeper. Greek, you're saying if you pre-toast the croissants, it might make it soggy? I wonder. I've never pre-made these fully, like what we put into the oven, and then put them in the fridge and tried to do them the next day. I've never done that. I'm starting to smell some funky cheese. That's when you know things are happening. I am already broiling. I'm already broiling, baby. The eggs look perfect, guys. I'm gonna have this one that's a bit more cooked. You might have to experiment. Do it up. Experimenting is fun. I googled Croque Madame, the best ones in Edmonton just now. So I was trying to see if I could find a menu price for it. I'm gonna go a little bit more. Thank you for the water, Pablo. And hello, Pete. How are you doing? Switching this tray around for a moment. I hope the brie gets nice and melty. That's why I decided to do it in the oven first. We're doing good, Pete. Thanks for asking. Okay, a restaurant here that's pretty high-end. It's inside of a boutique hotel, and I've eaten there before. It was really good. Their price for this dish today is $26. They do shaved ham, basted egg on Mornay sauce, on sourdough focaccia, served with a side salad. So pretty much what we made today. Ooh, good thing I pulled it out. It was getting a little bit browned. It's gonna be straight flavor though. Move over. Sink. You can smell it. It smells so funky in here now. Your smoke alarm would be going off? When you broil cheese like that, I find it doesn't get as bad as like broiling some other fatty things.
Charlie bowl is now $24.
Holy Sambo. I think I made this for way less than $26. Hey guys, Hello, Hudas. How's it going? Yeah, 26 Canadian dollars. Get on the spatula, eggs. Samo's double egg. Where did it go? You don't know. Last thing. The menu today is this. This is called a croque madame. Now we're just doing a little bit of green onion or chives around. Don't like that one straight piece. And then I often like to season the eggs when I make eggs like this. Otherwise they taste really bland if you leave it plain. Turn this for the better lighting for you guys. Bit of pepper and a bit of salt. Samo gonna eat good? Always. Just a little bit of salt. Usually on the yolk is where I go. Okay. I'm taking a photo and it's tasting time. So that was an hour and a half with me explaining a lot of things along the way. Ah! Cut it open for the pic. Okay, I'll take one photo of it full and we'll see how it looks sliced in half. Super dark in here today because it's so cloudy outside. My yolk is about to burst. You're not using your hands. Don't even think about it. Like, is that the reaction you were looking for? You already knew what was gonna be said. Mr. Kate? He's right here. He's right here, everyone. Okay, so I gotta try and do a proper cut in half, though. Should I try this serrated knife? Is it insane?
Fuck yeah.
Misha'll give you a block of feta if you ate it caveman style.
I wasn't allowed, Niche.
Dunk,
These are the limitations I have around here.
dunk that knife. Why are you yelling? Why are you yelling?
I'm very passionate.
Ah! Open your face, everyone. I don't like the snotty egg on there. I have to take it off the little bit of white. It'll throw my whole bite off. I can't even make this up. I don't know what's wrong with me. Don't ask. Okay, the brie is really gooey. What's wrong with me? I just picked it up and ate it with my hands. You're welcome.
You know what? That's some bullshit.
Happy, thanks for the 200 bitlies.
Where's your fucking knife?
It's right beside. But I had to use my hands when I cut it open. So I just committed to them being dirty already. Haha, I just got feta for that. You can only do snooty eggs sometimes. I am like so picky. Especially if it's the first bite, it'll throw me off for the whole dish. But that was a great call, putting the brie inside. Because Gruyere can be quite a strong tasting cheese for some people if you're not used to the flavor. Like a brie croissant grilled cheese. And yeah, probably could have put a bit more bechamel in it. It's definitely not soggy. And then we got our salad too. Try a bite with Dijon. I would like it. It would be yummy with Dijon. That would help cut through the richness. Thanks, Hector. Just stirring up our bit of dressing here. Feta would be actually delicious on the salad. You're not wrong, Mish. We almost lost the eating utensils. It's so crazy. Mmm. That's exactly what is needed. In between those bites, heck yes. The cheese. Let go. Oh, that was ham, but that's brie. Mmm. Hmm. You put some Italian dressing? I put a German dressing. It's great, right? Mm-hmm. This was so easy and so good. I've really come to the terms that whenever I'm craving brunch, I just make it myself now. Which kind of sucks as a chef, because there's definitely times where we don't want to always cook ourselves breakfast. But I've been too disappointed lately going out to restaurants, so now we're here. We're going back. We're going back in time. Chicken wing song? Yep. Val gifted a subby to Yet It Is. And yeah, brunch is so expensive, like we talked about. Greek. Chilling with my homies. Thanks, Greek. Gifting the sub because he needed to hear the song to Emma Paul Dance. Welcome to the kitchen crew, friend. Okay, what was I saying before that? Oh, the brunch is super expensive. $26 for that, what we just made? There's no way. It was only served with a side salad.
Oh, was it?
Wasn't even served with potatoes. There's nothing that crazy that they're making, other than they made, instead of just a bechamel, they made a mornay, so a cheese sauce. But other than that, they don't even say what kind of cheese they use on it. So they could be using a cheap cheese, right? You don't know that. Things to think about.
I probably didn't use cheese mornay.
Mornay sauce is cheese.
That's probably why it doesn't say cheese on there.
But what kind of sauce or what kind of cheese are they using in the mornay? I always like to know that. So I would personally ask, right? And yeah, like $15 for eggs and bacon at most places now. Unfortunately, we just gotta cook it ourselves now, guys, and that's why we keep showing you. Someone is coming over quick to get this food. I love it, Mish.
Whoa,
Boss
whoa,
man.
Whoa, whoa,
Nice. You drank the dressing bits. Samo's so good at doing that. Hey, who are we gonna go raid, friends? That's it for the streamo. He did it for you, Mish. Just by itself and no egg, also very delicious. Let's be honest. If you're not really an egg person, it's not needed. What are you guys gonna get up to for the rest of the day as well? We're finished nice and early compared to yesterday. Looks like some other people are just starting up. Just the smell of you eating that beside me smells super good. Do you guys do that? The soup drink that you called it, Bunk? We always do. There you go, you got it. Good work. Whether it's from this type of salad or a Greek salad where there's some extra dressing. What else? Same with the pico de gallo, the juices from a fresh tomato salsa. I don't know. Like doing a little shot of that, it wakes you up. This looks so fun, but it's not in English. There's like an old nono and they're making tagliatelle together.
Just do that.
But it would all be in Italian.
Just do that.
Sam says just do that. But I think we might be able to find someone new today. There's a guy that's baking cookies and pie. You wish Twitch had a button to activate for the smelling? We've talked about that a lot. And then someone always has to come in and say, well, what if you have a bad smell though? Okay, we actually know where we're gonna raid. We're gonna raid Ice Cream Posse. Did I do the water redemption? Yeah, for Pablo, I did it up. I'll do it one more time, because all of you should also do it. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your weekend. I will be back on, I believe, Friday, maybe a bonus Monday stream tomorrow. We'll see. Maybe we'll build some Lego. I don't know. That is true. Wait, I want to make sure I spelled this right.
We got a race to watch.
Yeah, we're gonna watch some Formula 1 now. I don't know about this weather. Maybe go for a walk. We'll see.
Oh, rain's coming.
Samo says rain's coming. No walking. All right, guys. All the recipes from the weekend are posted in Discord. If you want to make any for yourself during the week, I would definitely suggest it because everything was super delicious. Other than that, hope you have a good week at work. Don't work too hard. And thank you all for just spending time during your weekend here. Hopefully I taught you something and inspired you to cook something awesome this week coming up as well. Mish says bye friends and non-friends. Accurate. You guys know where to find me if you need anything as well. I'm gonna hit that button. See you next time. Love y'all.